The cafeteria fell silent the moment Emma hit the floor. Her lunch tray spun across the tiles, spilling food everywhere. Laughter erupted from one corner, loud, cruel, and echoing. 3 boys towered over her, sneering like they owned the place. "Welcome to Ridgeway High, loser," one of them mocked. But behind Emma's calm eyes was something none of them noticed. A silence sharpened by discipline and pain disguised as patience. As she stood up, brushing the dirt from her jeans, no one knew that the new girl who looked so fragile had spent years training under her late father, a decorated Marine. What they saw was a girl who wouldn't fight back. What they didn't know was that she had sworn never to fight unless she had to. But today, they were about to learn what had to really meant. Emma Carter arrived at Ridgeway High with nothing but a small backpack, worn-out sneakers, and a quiet stare that spoke of long nights and heavy memories. She had moved from base to base all her life. Her father, Sergeant Michael Carter, was a Marine instructor who taught her discipline before she even learned multiplication. He taught her how to stay calm under pressure, how to read people, and most importantly, how to defend herself without pride or anger. But he was gone now, lost in a training accident 2 years earlier. Emma had promised him that she would never use her training to hurt anyone unless it was to protect herself or someone helpless. Ridgeway High was supposed to be her new start, but high school wasn't a battlefield of guns. It was worse. Words, whispers, and cruel laughter could wound deeper than any bullet. From the moment Emma walked through the hallway, she felt the stares. Her clothes were simple, her hair tied back with a faded band. She didn't talk much, didn't try to fit in. And that was enough reason for people like Jason Miller and his gang, Tyler and Brent, to mark her as a target. Jason was the star of the basketball team, confident and loud. He liked attention, and picking on quiet students gave him plenty of it. He called it harmless fun. But to the ones he targeted, it was humiliation in broad daylight. The first few weeks, Emma ignored them. She sat alone at lunch, focused on her notes, and kept her head down. But bullies feed on silence. Every day they grew bolder, tossing notes at her, hiding her books, tripping her in the hallway. One day, as she was picking up her spilled lunch from the floor, she heard a quiet voice beside her. "You shouldn't let them treat you like that." It was Lily Thompson, a small girl with bright eyes and a limp in her walk. She had polio as a child and used a brace to move. "They used to do the same to me," Lily said softly. "But you can't stay quiet forever." Emma smiled faintly. "I've learned that silence can be stronger than shouting." Lily frowned. "Not in this school. Here, silence is weakness." Emma didn't reply, but those words stayed with her. That same afternoon, the bullies struck again. This time, they cornered her near the lockers. Jason grinned. "You think you're too good for us, huh, new girl?" Emma said nothing. He grabbed her notebook and tore out the pages, letting them fall like snowflakes across the floor. "Say something," he demanded. Her voice was calm. "You done?" His grin faded slightly. "What did you just say?" I said, "Are you done?" The hallway fell quiet. Something in her tone, soft but solid, unsettled him. But Tyler, his friend, laughed and shoved her shoulder. "She's got attitude now." Emma took a slow breath, her father's voice echoing in her mind. "Control your body before your anger controls you." She turned away, picked up her papers and walked off. That was the first time anyone had ever walked away from Jason Miller's group without trembling, and it infuriated them. The next day, they planned something different, something crueler. It was Friday, the day everyone waited for. The cafeteria buzzed with noise, laughter, and music from phones. Emma sat alone at her usual spot, quietly eating her sandwich when Jason and his friends approached. Lily was nearby, watching nervously. "Hey, Carter," Jason called out. "Didn't see you at the game last night. Maybe you were home practicing crying." The students around them laughed. Emma looked up, unbothered. "You done?" That line again, the one that made Jason's jaw clench. He walked closer, placing both hands on her table. "You think you're tough? You're not. You're just scared." Tyler smirked and flicked her juice box, spilling it all over her lunch. "Oops." Emma's breath slowed. Her knuckles tightened under the table, but she didn't move. Then Jason shoved her shoulder, hard. She fell back, her chair clattering loudly on the floor. The cafeteria went silent. Everyone turned, laughter bubbled from a few corners, but Lily's gasp cut through the noise. Emma got up slowly, her eyes met Jason's. Something shifted in her posture, subtle but powerful. Her back straightened, her gaze locked. Jason laughed. "What? You gonna cry?" But Emma stepped forward, not fast, not aggressive, just calm. "You've been looking for a fight," she said softly. "You finally found one." Tyler chuckled. "Oh, please, you can't." Before he could finish, Emma moved, a blur, swift, precise. She sidestepped Jason's shove, swept his leg from under him, and he hit the ground before realizing what happened. Tyler lunged, and she twisted his wrist in a controlled hold, not breaking it, but forcing him down. Brent froze mid-step. Gasps filled the cafeteria. Phones came out. Emma's voice was steady. "I don't like hurting people, but don't mistake kindness for weakness." She released Tyler, helping him stand up, then looked at Jason. "You could be better than this. You just choose not to be." Jason's pride burned more than his fall. He wanted to lash out again, but the look in her eyes stopped him. It wasn't anger. It was something deeper, pity. Teachers rushed in. Chaos erupted. But by then, Emma had already picked up her backpack and walked out calmly, like nothing had happened. Lily caught up to her outside, breathless. "That was amazing." Emma shook her head. "It wasn't. It was necessary." A word spread fast.